Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tech Guys Chronicles. I'm Steve, and I'm here with the infamous Bin Dong.
We are Tech Guys Chronicles. Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
do tech reviews. We talk about tech stuff. We're just two tech guys enjoying and hanging out online. And we welcome you to subscribe if you aren't subscribed already and hit that notification bell to turn on, get that notifications of all the crazy stuff that happens here at Tech Guys Chronicles. What are we talking about today, Steve?
today we're going to talk about, obviously, the Apple event that went on earlier this morning. I
Mhm.
believe everyone's talking about it. And yeah, we know what they announced, and we could talk a little bit about what we expected and what we think about it. And not to hijack this, but on my channel, I actually did a what I think they're going to announce video, and I think I got one thing right.
Oh yeah. I
But
respect the grind. Gotta throw in
respect,
that
oh god,
plug.
yeah. Let me just put this on Do Not Disturb. All
So
right, we're
now
all
that
good.
Steve is said that, we both host our own YouTube channels. He's Steve and I'm Ben, and we'll leave links to description down below. Oh, I can't talk today or tonight.
Hey, what are you gonna do? We had a rough one yesterday
Oh yeah,
and
we did.
long work day, but we could get right into the video. We have a couple of
Mhm.
notes here because when we don't have notes, we just go all over the place. Not to
Yes.
say we won't today, but we'll try to stay on topic.
You know what's what? I actually like this. The very first thing they talked about was the purple iPhone for the
Ooh,
12. That was
I was,
that was a really nice color. I thought it was.
it's funny. On the video we recorded last night, you would put your iPhone up to the camera and it actually looked purple.
Oh
It's so
wow.
crazy. I was gonna say it, but I didn't.
I have a case on my phone today. It's a D brand case. Hashtag not sponsored, but very good phone case.
Yeah, that's one of the things I did not have on the list today is the new color. I don't think they've ever
Mm,
announced a phone just a new colorway,
randomly.
right?
I know, right? It's a random color, which is, you know, I'd rock the purple, but I prefer the black or the silver phones, to be honest. And I mean, the front of the phone anyway is all black, so it's like it doesn't really matter. And you cover the back with case, so you don't really see a color besides the little camera module here. But anyway, that
Well,
was the iPhone, I guess, talk today in the
yeah.
Apple,
I
meeting.
was wondering if they announced that color to coincide with the iMacs, but they didn't release an
Mm,
orange phone and a red phone and a yellow phone. So I wonder why they chose purple.
I don't
But
know.
it's another color, and it's actually maybe they're copying the OnePlus. Remember when we were looking on the website, they
Oh
have that cool
yeah,
purple one,
yeah,
but
boy.
Apple doesn't copy, right? They never do that.
Yeah, they copy better. It's called rip off and
Yeah,
development. R&D. That's what I say all the time.
pretty much. So yeah, that was a good thank you for remembering that because that
Oh
was pretty
yeah,
cool.
that's for sure. And the next thing they brought up, which I'm very, very interested in because I have, well, of course, I don't have any on my desk here, tiles. So if you're not, familiar with tiles, they are basically little tags you can put on your keys or your backpack or whatever have you. You can attach it to things and you can link it to your phone, and the phone can, ring the device or make a little sound so you can find the device when you lose it, because who hasn't lost their keys or wallet or whatever.
Yeah.
So what they released, or at least they talked about releasing, what's they called, the AirTags. I'm very interested in this.
I want to preface that Ben watched the video. I only read some of the live streams.
Hmm.
So on my note for AirTags, all I have written is same shit as tile.
Heck yeah, it literally
That's
is the same shit as Tablet, but they
was
promise, or they say that you can actually find the device, and go to it. It'll lead you to the device, which the tile doesn't do it.
oh
The
yeah.
tile actually, rings, and you got to find it audibly, which is kind of interesting because if you're deaf, you don't know how that's going to work for you. But
Hmm.
maybe if this actually does, as I'm perceiving watching the video, which the phone will actually take you to the device. Now that's
Oh,
solid.
I guess it'll link with Apple Maps maybe, and then
Hmm.
it'll just tell you where to go. That's actually yeah, that's pretty cool because everyone does lose their keys or their wallet,
For sure,
and
for sure.
like yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I
And I saw
wrote,
they had some of those bands, like those kind of like the Apple Watches have
yeah,
bands. Now the
that's
tiles have.
nice. That's for sure. That's definitely a nice touch. The little keychain, hanger
Hmm.
thing. You can add it to there. I'm not too sure how secure that is, but I will get one and review it because I definitely like my tiles. Even though I haven't really had the chance to actually use the tile because I lost something. I haven't lost anything yet. but I'm sure it's gonna happen when. See, my problem is with that little dangling keychain thing. It's kind of hard to explain. You put the little AirTag in it, and it's really cool looking. But I wonder if it like falls out. What happens if it falls out?
Then you got to buy
I
a
don't
new
know.
one.
Yeah, and you'll
Gotta
lose your
buy a new
keys when it happens.
one.
Well, we'll find out.
For
I'll
real.
definitely do a review. I'm pretty sure you'll buy one too eventually.
Yeah, it's unless it's well, how much do they say it's going to
I think
be?
they said like $29.99 or $29. That's not a
Oh,
bad price. I mean, it's way more expensive than a tile, but that's not saying tiles are cheap anyway. It's like $20
yeah.
for one, but still, it's an
If
Apple
it's
product.
yeah, if it's $29, yeah, why not?
Mm.
I'll use it for something. I'll figure it out, or I'll give it as a gift. But
Oh shit!
it might be. Imagine it's one of those things. Like there's always that item where it's like, I don't need this, and then you get it and you don't stop using it. It happens.
Well, yep, for sure, for
Okay.
sure. So I'm reading the notes, and this is where we line up here. The next thing is what I'm actually excited about is the new iMac.
The new
Oh
iMac,
yeah,
yes. And we texted earlier about this, and if you read my text, it kind of reads like I'm disappointed in it. I mean, I'm not. I think it's because I really do like this design, the current design.
yes, it's like a big iPad, and I love the iPad
Yeah.
form feature and the M1 chip, the new processor. If you don't know already, the Apple is moving away from Intel x86 chips and going to their M1 ARM chip or ARM chips,
Mhm.
and that's gonna make everything mesh together. So all the iPhones, iPads, and the new iMacs or the new Macs is gonna be, one of the best things they said is you can run the iOS apps on new iMac, which is kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that's right. On all, I
Yeah.
think on all the M1
Mhm.
Macs, right? So even like the new what does it go? Mac Mini and the newer MacBook Pro, the small one, right?
I'm not too sure, but I haven't really followed the M1s yet because I don't like to buy into first generation things. But it's definitely promising. I mean, it's going to be. I mean, the ecosystem for the Apple is great already. I mean,
Mm,
you're an Apple guy, and if you're an Apple
I
person,
am.
we know that everything is pretty much seamless between the iPhone, iOS, and Mac. But now with the M1 chip, everything is going to be really more seamless.
Yeah, my
Oh,
brother has an M1 Mac Mini. I should ask him.
that's cool. That's cool. So, I wrote down some things I said to you. I was like, "Ooh, cerveza." But I said to you, I kind of have a hard on. I want to see the reviews and the hands-on using Premiere and After Effects with the M1 processor and the iMac, because I am a Adobe person, and I understand that Adobe has like brought over not Premiere, Photoshop, but I'm interested in how Premiere and After Effects run on the M1 processor, which I know there's things out there for the MacBook Pro right now, but I wonder how it runs on this iMac, because on this is where I was like, I should be a Final Cut editor because they said 5 layers or 5 instances of streams of 4K. That is solid. On my Mac right now, I can't do no more than 2 streams of 4K on Premiere before it starts hauling down to a crawl.
Does Premiere? Do you know if Premiere right now runs natively on the M1 Max, or does it? What's up? I forget what they call it. Like if it doesn't work for M1,
They have
it's
that
still
that emulator.
the
I'm not too
emulator.
sure. I'm not sure what the Apple term is, but it's basically an emulator to run x86 programs. But I don't know. I know Adobe is very quick to develop for the Mac, so I'm sure there's a native M1 version of the software. Which, you know what, I need to get a Mac to find out eventually.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like many of the new things they announced prices have gone up too much. But before we talk about that, I do like how you said how the form factor looks like the iPads. I really do like that. The one thing that I was surprised is that they still have a huge bezel in the front. I thought they maybe break that down a little bit, but you have to put the component somewhere. So
Yeah.
it goes under. But there's no Apple logo on the front anymore.
Oh
That was
yeah.
interesting. I looked at it and I'm on the website right now. Apple is like all about branding.
It's probably on the
And
back. You know
yeah,
it.
it's still on the back, but like I said, it doesn't look like a Mac. Like the first thing I thought of when I saw it was an HP monitor.
They're telling us to hit the back first.
So it's like, man, throw that logo on there or something. But
Oh, don't worry. I mean, when you see it, everybody knows it's a Mac. There's no doubting
eventually,
it.
yeah, with all
Yeah,
the colors. And then the other
colors
funny
and
thing
mhm.
is that it's a 4.5K display,
Yeah, boy.
which is crazy because their older, bigger iMacs were 5K displays.
Hmm.
But I mean, no one, I guess, I don't know.
No one's
Or
gonna
is,
notice that 0.5
yeah,
of a K difference. I mean, most people can't tell the difference between 4K and 1080.
yeah. Mm.
But what I'm actually very excited for, which is this is kind of, you know, I mean, this is rip off in development for Mac, is fingerprint for the iMac through the
Mm.
keyboard. Now that's exciting because like I don't mind using the password typing it in, but it's kind of old, and I do like my. I have an iWatch on, not iWatch, or Apple Watch on. That is nice to unlock the Mac.
Yeah.
But fingerprints are nice.
Yeah, that is big. I've really gotten into the habit with my 16-inch MacBook Pro. It's obviously not the M1, it's the newest one, but the fingerprint sensor I use for everything. All my
Yes.
passwords, I pay everything with it. I turn my
Hmm.
laptop on with it.
Very
So
nice.
yeah, for the iMac to have that on the keyboard, people might think like, oh, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's really helpful.
I mean, if you're a criminal, I wouldn't recommend fingerprint scanners or a Face ID, but
Mhm.
for us common folks, it's
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah, so that is a really good addition. And the colors. I do like how they kind of went retro when how the old
Yes.
plastic iMacs were
Hmm.
all different colors.
That's
I
exactly what
am
I
kind of
what
happy they went there.
I definitely thought about that, and I was like, oh man, that reminds me of the old G, the G, what's it called, iMac back in the day, or
G3
PowerPC? Yeah,
Power PCs, yeah.
yeah, that was a nice. Okay, so now you mentioned the colors. They're bringing the colors to the keyboard and the Mac mouse, a
Mm.
Magic Mouse. And I was like, oh well, oh yeah, new colors for the Magic Mouse. That's solid. I mean, I personally would buy the silver one or the black one because I'm boring like that. That's gonna be.
Even sorry, they come with them, right? It
I
would
don't
come. It
know.
would come with the matching. I would think it would come with the matching keyboard and mouse because I
Yeah,
think they do
I
come with
would
a
think
keyboard and
so.
mouse.
I would hope so. I mean, I think last time I bought an iMac, it was a either or. You can get the Magic Mouse or the trackpad, and everybody always buy the mouse. But
I don't remember.
here's the question that everybody's probably gonna ask me. They didn't show it in the video. Is the
Drum
new
roll.
Magic Mouse is the charging terminal or port, the lightning port, is it gonna be on
Ah,
the front of the mouse or is it gonna be
that's
on the
right.
bottom? That is the worst design ever. Wait, you know what? I have one
Let's
here.
see. I'm
So
on the website. Yeah, show
here's
yours. I'm gonna
here's the old
research.
mouse, right? And the charging port is on the bottom of the mouse. So to charge this mouse, Magic Mouse, you have to plug it in on the bottom, and you can't use a mouse. Like, what's the point of that? Now, the wireless keyboard from Apple, you can plug in the keyboard on the back and use the keyboard while you charge it, not the mouse. I understand it's gonna look nasty with the cutout in the front, but come on, that's where functionality is Trump's form. But anyway,
Yeah, I'm trying
welcome
to
to my
find
TED
it.
Talk.
I agree with you. It's the stupidest thing. Why would you not let your mouse be functionable when you're charging it? It
Mhm.
doesn't make sense. But actually, and they could update this because it's not for sale yet. It says color match accessories complete your personalized choice. But what's
Mm.
in the box is it looks like just a white one. Unless you can't see it because it's shooting, the picture is shooting down on the mouse. So the color is underneath.
Yeah.
But the keyboard, actually, it looks like it's a matching keyboard and a matching mouse. But I don't think, it doesn't look like there's any room for the port to be on the back.
Hmm.
But we
I
won't know until we
I
actually
still
see it.
prefer the silver or the black because it doesn't age as quick. When you start buying
Yeah.
colors as a thing, it definitely ages the device.
I wonder if they're going to charge a premium for these colors. Like
Oh yeah, you know
what is it,
it.
like $20 more to get the black mouse?
It's already a premium
Something
buying
like
Apple
that.
product, so I mean,
You're
so
used to it after 20 years of buying
yeah,
this shit.
The next thing on the list, which I'm very excited for, is the new iPad Pro with the M1 chip. I
This
have
is huge.
I have an older, I think third gen or maybe fourth gen iPad Pro, 12.9 inches, which is solid. I don't do anything that I need power behind it, but with the M1 chip, are they going to bring Mac OS to the iPad eventually?
That's what it
Ooh,
sounds like it's gearing towards.
I
And
know, right?
if they could run like if you're running an iMac off an M1 and a MacBook Pro off an M1 and a Mac Mini off an M1, if your iPad Pro is using an M1, do you need a computer? Like
That depends. I mean,
it's
if it
technically
runs,
just as fast.
yeah, for sure. If it runs Mac OS and you can, have a full file system, you can run full blown
Yeah.
programs, then yes. I mean, it's iPad all the way for me because it's a nice form factor. I really don't need a MacBook Pro power out in the field for the most part. But
Yeah.
the reason why I buy a MacBook Pro right now or a MacBook is because the OS, iPad's OS, the iOS or the iPad version of the iOS can't run normal programs, and that's kind of a drawback.
Well, it looks like they're heading there. Because I think that
Eventually.
was their original plan. They said like
Mhm.
eventually it's going to be one. And I was always on the side where I hope it's more, like you said, more Mac OS, where they're
Mhm.
real programs as opposed to like mobile apps, you know?
Yeah. If you're not a geek, or even if you are and don't know about the M1 chip, the M1 chip opens a lot of possibilities using an ARM chip, an ARM chip to do processing because you don't have as much heat build up as you do with the x86 Intel chips. The x86 Intel chips, like what is it, i7 or i5 that's out there now, they create a lot of heat. And us Mac guys that have MacBook Pros or even a Mac, anything Mac, when that thing runs some programs, it becomes a jet engine. The fans ramp up. And Apple's thermal design is definitely not great because they do form over function. That's for sure. But I mean, but if they bring Mac OS to the iPad, that kind of cannibalizes their like MacBook Air line, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Even the
it would have the M1. You could get 2 terabytes of storage on it. Like it has 5G now. And I mean, it would be more expensive than an
for
Air.
sure.
So I'm guessing
But the form factor is
yeah, I mean,
it sells
how much is a
itself.
MacBook Air? Like
I think like
700 it
12.99
starts?
or maybe.
I mean, it probably goes up.
Oh yeah, I don't
So
know.
would you yeah, like would you rather have a MacBook Air for whatever the price is or like 128 gigabyte new iPad Pro and
Even
that's like $1,100?
even now, the MacBook Air is like, should you buy a
I,
MacBook Air or should you buy a 13-inch MacBook Pro? Because it's very close, and size not the difference. It's what they
yeah,
put in it.
I had the MacBook Air and I thought it was shit.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
thought it was literally if you really just need to bring your email and a web browser with you
Mhm.
somewhere. It has, you know, I had iPhoto on it and iMovie, but it wasn't.
Back in the day, they had a 10-inch MacBook Air, and I had one. That was
Mm,
amazing. That was the size that you want. But now if they can make this, this
yeah,
iPad into full blown Mac OS, this be solid.
yeah. I
Oh
mean, you're
yeah.
right. This with the Magic Keyboard and a mouse, you don't need the MacBook Air line, and you might not even need a 13-inch MacBook Pro, to be honest. Eventually,
Mm-hmm.
because I really hope they don't make like a 16-inch iPad Air. I mean iPad Pro. I wouldn't.
That thing's huge.
That would be really, really big. So hopefully, you know, you'll still need that 16-inch
Mm-hmm.
laptop,
Mm-hmm.
but who
Having a
knows?
having a 12.9-inch Mac iPad Pro, 12.9-inch iPad Pro. That's what I have. It is a little cumbersome to use out in the real world, especially if you're trying to use it as a tablet. It's kind of big. If I had to, with my line of work, if I had to do it again, I'll probably buy an 11-inch. But then again, that extra real estate for the 12.9 is nice. But I do consume content mostly on the iPad Pro now. I originally bought it to edit videos, but that wasn't happening at the time when I bought it. But now with mouse support, that's solid.
Hell yeah. And then you could borrow my Air.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, borrow that Air. But yeah,
So
that I am excited about that. Even though I just bought an iPad Air, I'm not in the market, but it's perfect for you since yours I think is 3 years old now.
yeah, I'm on the fence of buying a new iPad Pro with the M1, but I really don't need it because I don't do any. I mean, the whole reason why I get it is to get the iPad
Mm-hmm.
using editing videos while on the go. And I don't think the software is there, but it's so much slower to use those softwares, those apps to edit video. I mean, there's Luma Fusion, which is an amazing program, but it's still slower than using like a Premiere or
Mm.
Final Cut. I mean, Apple should bring Final Cut. If Apple brings Final Cut to the iPad or iPad OS before they bring, Mac OS to the iPad, so we can run full blown programs on the Mac on the iPad, then I would totally move over to Final Cut because that's a reason for me to move over to Final Cut.
That's a
As
good
of right
point.
now.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I'm actually really surprised that they haven't done that yet.
Interesting, right? Maybe the
Hmm.
M1 chip is going to change a lot of things. We'll see. We will see. But I mean, if we can start running full blown software on the iPad with M1 chip, I will get an iPad Pro with the M1 chip. But as of right now, it's just going to be a glorified iPad OS iPad.
Hmm. We got to definitely petition Apple to release Final Cut on their iPad. That is actually a great idea.
I mean, it's the same architecture now. So I mean, I'm sure it's coming down in the road eventually. That will
Me
open
too.
up
Me too.
Final Cut on an iPad, like full blown Final Cut on an iPad, is going to change the editing scene a lot, especially for us travel vloggers or travel people that edit on the fly.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And then imagine they let you dual boot. Like, do you want it in tablet mode or do you want it in like Mac mode?
I know that'd be kind of cool. I mean, being
That'd be
on
sweet.
if you fly, you know that a laptop on low tray does not work at all. Unless you have a business class or first the first what do you call it, first class, sure. But if
Yeah.
you're a peons in the economy class, it doesn't happen. But an iPad, that changes a lot.
Yep. That is the sweet spot for air travel. Mm. We could definitely go more in depth into the specs of all these items in another video, but
For sure.
we could talk forever.
Yes, we can talk forever. But this is going to be a brief overview for the Apple event that just happened today on, I think, April 20th, 2021.
Yep. And I think there was just one more thing that is just the same. They added the M1 chip, the new Apple TV 4K.
Oh, the Apple TV 4K. I don't even have the Apple TV on my. Actually, I do have it on my notes. It says Apple TV updates are snooze fest.
Yeah, there's not much you could do with it. I think it was one of the things in my video this morning. I was like, maybe they could add more storage to it or something because there's already 4K. But I mean, doesn't. The Apple TV doesn't load slow. Like, it's not slow.
It's a great device. If you have the newer device, it's very good. And I have the newer device. But who is actually playing games on the Apple TV? I haven't met one person that plays games on the Apple TV. And most people, I mean, it is by far, I do say this, it is the best, man, this is my opinion, of course. It is the best streaming device that you can buy.
I agree.
It might be the most expensive one you can buy, but it's definitely the best streaming device. I mean, it runs everything pretty much flawlessly. I mean, I love the Google Chromecast, but I mean, you can't run apps on it. I mean, Roku is okay, but my previous experience with Roku kind of sucks. But Apple TV is pretty solid.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's by far the best one. It's the most reliable I've used. I did get a free Chromecast, the new one that does have the apps on it, because they have the old Chromecast where you just cast to it, and then the new one.
Okay.
But I gave it to my dad, so I didn't get to use it yet.
I have the old one then.
I was very happy when they came out with that, because Chromecast was great for when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were like, wow, we could watch our, you know, whatever on television now. But then things evolve. And back then it was like, I always have my phone in my hand. It's not a big deal. I'll just use that. But when you really start to use a phone, you don't want to have to like keep switching apps and using the screen as your remote. Like, it's not impossible, but it's a little tedious. So when the Apple TV came out, it was like, yeah, like this is perfect. And now with the M1 chip, they can make this a friggin' computer. If they only allowed like the operating system on there, even if it was, or like even a browser on it. I wouldn't mind having a browser on my Apple TV.
That'd be kind of cool.
Why not?
Yeah. The Apple TV is good if you're in the Apple ecosystem, like have an iPad, iPhone, because the best thing is definitely the AirPlay. You can push straight. You can mirror your screen on your phone or tablet into the Apple TV. But if you're not in the Apple world, I guess Google Chromecast is where it's at. I mean, I still have Google Chromecast. Why? Because it's $30. And I can push things to it for most apps. I can't mirror my screen, but I can push stuff for most apps.
Yeah. And the Apple TV, and this I was very surprised, because usually when they come up with new stuff like that's bundled, like, oh, you have to buy the new one to get the new the new remote. But I think the current Apple TVs will be coming with the new remote.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what I read. But I don't like the new remote.
What they need to do is integrate one of those AirTags into the Apple remote. Because if you're old granny, you're gonna lose that remote, man. That $100 remote.
You shouldn't have said that. You should have invented it, or like got paid.
Don't worry.
It'll be like 10 years from now they'll do it.
Yeah, they can sell their extra remotes, but people will lose them. Anyway, that is this event. Some cool products.
Pretty much. My I guess major upgrades for the ones that got the chips, because that is a huge upgrade for them.
Yes.
I don't think we'll ever be back to the days of like late 2000s Steve Jobs events where there's groundbreaking announcements anymore. So I think we kind of have to get.
So the quote that I laughed at, I was like, I think Tim Cook said it. He said, "This is an upgrade. This is a breakthrough." This isn't a upgrade. This is a breakthrough. Yeah, okay.
What, the event or
I think he was talking about the iMac, but it's like them saying, "This is the greatest iPhone we've ever created." I hope so. It's the latest one you created too, buddy.
They say it every year, and I'm not saying this as a bad thing. Like where we are now, it's hard to create something like. You're never going to be like, oh, the iPhone, like, oh my God, we've never seen this before. And then the iPad, and then the iMacs and stuff like that. Like, it's going to be very hard to present something brand new that's going to hype, unless it's like Apple literally comes out with a car. I heard they are doing too.
For computer technology, we've definitely hit a plateau, but that is definitely another video. Faux show. Well, guys, if you reached to this point.
Question for you.
Oh, no.
Do you give this event or a...
Oh, yeah. I think the Apple products are moving in the right direction. I think they can move faster, but then again, I totally get the grind and the game of trying to sell products.
Yeah, I give it a thumbs up. I think they were good, updates and upgrades for each of the products, especially the iMac that hasn't seen a design change in I don't know how long. So
well, they did an iMac update not too long ago.
Did they?
Yeah, the very thin one. Yeah, it's solid. I mean, but this I wonder how much this new iMac is. But anyway, yes.
Thumbs up. But yeah, what did you guys think of the Apple event today? Definitely leave that in the comments below. As Binh likes to say, like, subscribe, smash that notification bell, flick it. And come back. We'll try to be here more than we were in the past couple of weeks. We've just been really busy. So now we're trying to get back on track.
Oh, show.
And where could they find
Oh.
you and me? Me, Twitter, Strange177A on Instagram. I am 31 Photography. And on YouTube, my link will be below. I don't have my URL yet.
Yeah, all our links will be below. And you can find me at BINHDONG. It's been Dong.
Oh yeah. .com.
Oh yeah. I actually have that website. I haven't. I gotta make a website. I'm so behind. I have so much stuff to do.
That's a
I have
video.
so much stuff to do.
You
I need
could
help.
stream while you're populating your website.
Ah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
That's
Until
it.
next time.
Oh yeah.